If you're like me, you're always trying to save a little time and money and make the things that you have last as long as possible. Now, spray-in bed liner, while the name implies it's used in a pickup truck bed, can be used for that, but many other purposes, such as protecting your lawn furniture, protecting your metal surfaces from rust and from abrasion and from chemicals. So let's go and get the testing underway and see which one of these products is the best. We're going to test the ability of these bed liner materials to withstand extremely cold environments. We're also going to see if these products can resist chemicals. We're also going to determine how scratch resistant these products are. We're also going to determine the ability of these products to withstand impact. Anytime you're working around power tools, I highly recommend using the appropriate personal protective equipment to include breathing, eyes, gloves, as well as hearing. To test the ability of these products to withstand the cold, I'm going to sand this metal surface down, cut it into strips, apply the products, put it in the freezer, and then test their ability to withstand the cold. We'll go ahead and sand this pickup truck bed using this wire brush on this drill, and then we'll use acetone to clean it. So no matter which bed liner product you use, the most important step is going to be surface prep. If you see shiny paint, that means the paint has not been scuffed up or sanded enough. If it looks flat and dull and you can see abrasive marks, odds are it's probably good enough. Now that we've sanded the bed, the next thing I need to do is to clean this bed with acetone or lacquer thinner, and I'm going to use acetone. I'm going to apply each product to several washers, as well as this piece of metal and an 8-inch strip of the pickup truck bed. Dupli-Color truck bed coating is both impact resistant and abrasion resistant. Easy Liner seals out moisture and corrosion, abrasive resistant, and a great anti-skid coating. Herculiner is a tough textured polyurethane formula that is chip, fade, and impact resistant. Plastikote truck bed liner provides a durable protection and a non-skid finish. Rustoleum truck bed coating is durable and abrasion resistant. It's been right at 48 hours since I sprayed on the bed liner material, so what I'm going to do now is remove the paper. We'll take a closer look at each one of these products, and then we'll give it 24 more hours to fully cure. So I really like Dupli-Color a lot. I would say as far as appearance, it's either number 1 or number 2 as far as my favorite. It's not too shiny, and it seems to have a nice finish as far as the texture. I don't like Easy Liner as much as I do Dupli-Color. To me, Easy Liner just doesn't look as professional. The material itself goes on very flat, and it sort of clumps in some areas compared to Dupli-Color, which has a much nicer looking finish. So Herculiner went on fairly evenly. It's a lot higher gloss finish than Dupli-Color or Easy Liner. Me personally, I don't really like the high gloss finish look. It just leaves a lot of opportunity to fade. Also, this doesn't have as much texture as Dupli-Color. Plastikote, very much like Dupli-Color, seems to have a great mix between texture and the amount of gloss that it provides. It's a really nice looking product. To me, this looks very professional. So I really don't like Rustoleum's bed liner material as well as some of the other products because it just does not go on like a bed liner material. It looks more like a spray paint to me. It's very high gloss. And also the level of gloss varies from section to section within where I've sprayed. Each of these products requires a different amount of time to fully cure. We've allowed these products to cure for 90 hours. That's far more than the 72 hours for the product that required the most amount of time. So now we're going to begin testing at room temperature, which is around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. The first test we're going to do is determine how scratch resistant these products are. So we're going to be using this garden tool. There's quite a bit of a scratch with the Dupli-Color. It's not rubbing off, it has actually dug into the material itself. While there's a visible scratch with Easy Liner, it did not cut as deep as it did with Dupli-Color. It's very clear that Herculiner also has a bit of a scratch. It doesn't seem to be as bad as Dupli-Color, about the same as Easy Liner. I'm not seeing a scratch with Plastikote, quite surprisingly, because all the other products that we've looked at thus far have a scratch. Rustoleum did pretty good in this test. There's a very small scratch, but not as good as Plastikote. I'm going to be using a total of 15 pounds plus the weight of the implement. Now that's a lot of damage. It actually cut all the way through the bed liner material except for in a couple of small spots. Easy Liner did not seem to hold up any better than Dupli-Color. There's actually wider areas of tear off compared to Dupli-Color. Regarding Herculiner, it cut through about half of the distance between the two ends, so it did cut all the way down to the metal. However, it seems to have done better than Dupli-Color and Easy Liner. Plastikote sustained a very deep scratch as well, cutting all the way through it, almost all the way across. Rustoleum actually did the best when it comes to this amount of weight. In only one area did it cut all the way through. The rest of the way, there's a deep scratch, but it held up. In the next test, we'll see how impact resistant these products are. We're going to be using a rod that weighs 1 pound and 5 ounces. And the way this will work is I'll feed this rod through this pipe and down to the black line. And then once I release the rod, it's going to drop about 25 inches and then come in impact with the pickup truck bed. So Dupli-Color looks like the rod penetrated most of the material. In one area it seems to be okay, and the other two it did quite a bit of damage. Easy Liner doesn't seem to be nearly as hard as Dupli-Color. The rod fully penetrated all 3 impact points. Herculiner seems to have done better than both Easy Liner as well as Dupli-Color in its ability to withstand an impact. There still seems to be some material left behind. Plastikote did by far the best up to this point regarding its ability to withstand an impact. There's very little damage done to the Plastikote with regard to its ability to stick. Obviously there's a big dent in the metal, but there still seems to be plenty of Plastikote left. Rustoleum, just like Plastikote, did a very good job. The impact was obviously significant with a lot of dent. However, there's still some Rustoleum left on the material that was impacted. Up next, I'm going to soak each one of these washers in 4 different chemicals: gasoline, acetone, salt water, and diesel. And we're going to see how they hold up. As you might expect, there's no visible damage to any of these products with just plain salt water. This is Dupli-Color. We're going to go ahead and pull the washer out of the gasoline and take a close look at it. Unfortunately, when I picked up the washer, the entire coating of Dupli-Color came off. As you can see, Easy Liner seems to have held up quite nicely in gasoline. Herculiner has caused the gas to become discolored, so I'm going to pull it out now and see how it looks. Now that's a lot of damage. If you'll just look at it, all this is just going to peel right off. Gasoline has destroyed Herculiner. While Plastikote is on the washer, it's very soft and it has basically dissolved it, so it's not going to withstand gasoline. Okay, the Rustoleum is bubbling up. It looks like the gasoline has caused damage to it as well. Okay, we'll see how well Dupli-Color withstood diesel. There's no need to even take this washer out. Dupli-Color has been totally dissolved by the acetone. As you can see, it's bubbled up and it is coming right off. It's approximately 20 below zero in this freezer, and I've had the metal pieces in the freezer for 24 hours. So at this point what we're going to do is impact test each of the products to see how they hold up. We're going to test the cold weather ability of these bed liner materials using this implement with 5 pounds on top of it. Dupli-Color actually did pretty good in the cold weather testing. While there is quite a bit of a scratch, it did not fully penetrate the material, and regarding the impact area, it did have some material loss, but not as bad as some of the other products. Easy Liner actually did better than Dupli-Color. The amount of scratching, the depth is not nearly as much, as well as the impact area did not show any sort of material loss. Herculiner did not do as well as Dupli-Color or Easy Liner in the cold weather testing. The damage that occurred is down to the metal, as well as a lot more material loss with the impact area. Plastikote is clearly not very good at cold weather. Unfortunately, Dupli-Color, Easy Liner, and Herculiner did better in cold weather testing than Plastikote. As you can see, there's a lot of material lost where the impact occurred as well as where the scratching occurred. So when it comes to cold weather performance, Rustoleum clearly came in last. If you look at the amount of material loss, there is a tremendous amount of damage. So the metal is approximately 143 degrees Fahrenheit. It's been sitting out in the sun. This has had 4 days to cure. So what I'm going to do now is just go down through each one of these products with a metal washer and see how resistant they are to scratching and peeling. So if you use this product in the heat, you're definitely going to have peeling if you put something on it that's abrasive or sharp. As you can see, Easy Liner just does not do well in the heat. This stuff peels up very easily. As you can see, Herculiner is extremely soft in the heat. Plastikote is holding up very well in the heat. While it does scratch, it's also not peeling. It's actually holding up the best we've tested yet. So I'd rate this product the same as Herculiner. It peels very easily. So if you're looking for a spray-on bed liner, which product should you buy? Well, that really depends on where you live and the type of weather you experience. As we saw, Dupli-Color and Easy Liner seem to do best in cold climates, while Rustoleum as well as Plastikote do best in warm climates. My personal favorite is Plastikote. It seemed to do the best overall. I live in the Midwest where we get a lot of really cold weather and a lot of really hot weather, and that would be my personal pick. But I'd like to know your opinion. Which one of these products have you used, and which one of these products do you like the best? Anyway, I always look forward to your video ideas and your comments. I learn a lot from them and also helps me come up with future video ideas. So thanks so much for watching the video. I look forward to reading your comments. Please take care, and I look forward to seeing you next time.